and comes shooting out. And then around the edge we got 20 more channels of LED ribbon and do a big shape of an L. So I can address each one of those channels individually, program patterns, sequences, all that stuff to match perfectly with the music. So I can show you a glow real fast. I just got a quick, simple little slider thing to do colors, right? It's pretty easy. And during live sets, what I'm doing is switching color patterns real fast back and forth, and then hitting stings, like big blasts, right? Nice strobe effects and stuff like that. So let me show you how I make these patterns real fast, and then I'll show you a song that we recently just did so you can get a taste of what the M does. So the whole guts of this thing works in Max for Live. I wrote a little custom Max for Live app. It's all programmed with JavaScript to hold all of the information, and it sends that information into Ableton as a MIDI code. So it's really simple. I wrote a Touch OSC app that talks to this just over OSC and just says what's going on between my sequencer app and Ableton. So basically what I did is laid out a bunch of buttons that stand for each panel on the M. Timeline of 48 divisions for 4 bars, because that lets you do triplets, any sort of rhythmic variation you want to. And then the guts of it is a really simple 3 MIDI note code. So the first MIDI note stands for the first color, and it's brightness. So if I wanted to go from a red at full brightness to a green at half brightness, those are my first 2 MIDI notes. On a scale, or the velocity from 0 to 128 is coded for what that color and brightness is. And then I just tell it a duration. So let's say I wanted to do that for half a beat, right? I can take it, write down a point, and just pop them down on the screen. So let's say I wanted to have that go in the middle. It goes from red to green for half a bar, and then all the outside I could go from red to blue for a quarter note. So let me do that real fast. And what I do is just set up little MIDI clips. So I'll make a little MIDI clip in Ableton. And Max for Live is really cool because it can address the MIDI in these clips. So all I hit is write. It spits all that data in, as you can see, as a ton of MIDI. This is the entire screen, so it just looks like a bunch of these things. But if I did one at the halfway mark of just one panel, let's say blue to azure for an 8th note, and just plopped one little panel down and wrote that down, you can see my 3 MIDI note code right there. And it's all just encoded in the velocity. So down here you can see the 3 velocities. One of them is going to be red, one of them is going to be the end color, and one of them is going to be how long that actually takes to go. So this is probably pretty dumb, but we can see what it looks like. I'll just play it real fast. You can see up on the screen, boom. There's my nice little middle thing, right? And that last little dot that we stuck in there. I got it on loop. So it's just going to go over and over again. But you get the basic idea. Basically, any sound that I'm doing, I work in 1-bar intervals to sit down and come up with a visual representation of what the song actually looks like. So I'm going to pull open a track that we recently did. This is going to be our Passion Pit remix, if I can find it, which I hope I can. We had to get a new computer in Canada, so some water damage. So let's find this. Sequences. Let's pull up an this is a new track we're working on. It's sort of a world premiere. So basically each of those clips that I got, I can build a lot of different things like flashes and strobes, right? But the key is making really intricate stuff. And you can see in here, it's pretty detailed, but each of these little clips is going to be a MIDI pattern that represents something up on the screen. I don't know if we have sound in the venue, so I'm just going to switch it to the computer speakers real fast, and then I'll show you what one of these guys looks like. Oh. Sorry. Just gotta get on again. Change the channel. And And I don't know if you can even hear this. But you get the idea. Every sound is represented by a little pattern in time and space. Really simple, one color to the next. And we build the entire sequence. We build every piece of every song so that whatever we do live, we can simultaneously trigger samples and visual clips on stage, and everything synced to exactly everything we do. So we don't have much more time, so I gotta go. I think this thing is cool because, you know, we have 56 different things, but it can handle essentially infinite number of panels and lights and controls by this system. It's really, really simple, really, really elegant, but I think it's a really cool way of representing sound as something that you see, which to me is really an awesome field of electronic music and cool technology at the time. So yeah, thanks for checking in. Glad I got to show you guys this. Hopefully Porter, Swarty, Eric, and Matzo and I don't sound like two big idiots on Ustream later, although we probably will. So, peace.